السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وبعد. As we continue studying the lives of the Sahabah radiallahu ta'ala anhum, in our previous session, we discussed the life of none other than the famous companion, the confidant, the close friend of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, none other than AbuBakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And the quality of Abu Bakr that we focused on during our previous session was that of friendship, loyalty, commitment. If anything defines Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala an, it is his commitment, his loyalty, his unflinching companionship despite the adversities that came their way. And there's no better example of this than the travel and the migration to Medina, where it was an arduous journey. It was something that was potentially fatal, yet he held on and he moved forward. The quality that we're going to talk about today is generosity. Generosity is something you will find throughout all of the Sahabah, and particularly when we talk about Uthman radiallahu anhu and Abdurrahman ibn Auf, when we talk about them, we will get more glimpses into the quality of generosity. But it's important to see how Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, alongside his devotion and companionship, also demonstrated this beautiful quality of generosity. And the example that comes to mind immediately is that of the battle of, one of the final battles of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he enlisted the financial assistance of anyone capable. And one by one, people come and they donate. They give what they're able to give. Until Umar radiallahu anhu, he comes and he says, I want to give half of whatever I own. And prior to this, he had already confided in people that today is the day where I outnumber, I exceed, I excel that of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. My good friend Abu Bakr, he does so much, today I'm going to do more than him. And he comes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he says, Ya Rasulullah, here is half of my wealth. He says, what have you left for your family? He says, I have given half, I have left half. He says, MashaAllah, Allah reward you, Allah bless you. Then he has this feeling of triumph, this feeling of accomplishment. When he now turns to the Prophet ﷺ, and then Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu comes in, they're having a conversation, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu says, Ya Rasulullah, I give everything. I give everything that I own is for the Prophet and Allah, and is for this mission and this cause. The Prophet ﷺ asks him, okay, what have you left for your family? He says, I have left Allah and His Messenger. Umar radiallahu anhu, at that moment, he just rubs his hand and he says, you know what, forget it. This is an uphill battle. There's no way I can best Abu Bakr in this somewhat of a competition. And for me, when I think about what's going on today, in terms of the rallying and the protests and whatnot, the incident that I feel is very relevant is the statement of Umar radiallahu anhu himself, who says, Abu Bakr Sayyiduna a'taqa Sayyidana. That Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he's our master. He's our master. We look up to him. And what makes him beautiful is not only is he our master, but he was the one responsible for giving freedom to our master. And who was that? That was Bilal radiallahu anhu. That when he was going through his struggles, Bilal radiallahu anhu held firmly onto this belief of Tawheed, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu went out of his way, and despite the costs, he says, I am going to free this person. And he freed him. To the point that Umar radiallahu anhu, when he talks about Bilal radiallahu anhu, he makes it a point to not only call him Bilal, but he says Sayyidina. He's not an ordinary person, he is our master. He has done so much. His merits and his virtues outnumber anyone else besides him. So there's a lot to be said about Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu's generosity. But let's remember, that was only one of his many qualities. Last week we spoke about his extreme companionship, his loyalty, and today we spoke about his generosity. And hopefully that can start putting the pieces together to better understand who he was and who he represented. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to follow in his footsteps, and may he make us, our children, the people who look up to and follow the life of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.